I'm meteorologist Peter Chan at the National Weather Service for Alaska statewide weather on this Friday, December 2nd. Well, high pressure is the main weather feature that is anchored over the Gulf of Alaska with a ridge axis extending northward across the mainland. This feature has been very stable and will slowly break down early next week as it pushes eastward. In the meantime, we have relatively quieter weather across south central areas and along the Gulf Coast, including the Panhandle. Those of you in the Panhandle, look for those stronger gap winds that we've experienced this past week to begin to diminish, along with mostly clear skies, and temperatures might moderate a bit, not be quite as cold here as we go into early next week. Across the interior, though, the northern half of the state, including the Arctic coast and west coast, have experienced areas of accumulating snow that may be mixed at times with a little freezing rain or drizzle. We have a number of winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories across the northern half of the state. Winter storm warnings in effect for the northwest coast, as well as the far eastern Arctic coast, the eastern half of the Brooks Range and North Slope, and then the southwestern side of the Brooks Range, including Kotzebue and around the Sound there, and then the northern, western, and southern shorelines of the Seward Peninsula, including St. Lawrence Island, under winter storm warnings, mainly for a few inches of accumulating snow with some light freezing rain and then gustier winds along the coast. Some areas of the coast there, the Chukchi coast and around the Seward Peninsula, could see some wind gusts up over 50 miles an hour. Overall, though, the pattern will begin to shift out as we head into early next week. As that ridge shifts east and begins to break down, it'll allow for a more progressive weather pattern, allowing low-pressure systems and frontal systems to work their way west to east from the Bering Sea across the state going in through next week. Another note, in the Anchorage Bowl and lower Mat-Su Valley, there is the potential for some ice jams to develop on some of the creeks and smaller rivers that could lead into some fluctuation of the water levels on those streams here through the course of the weekend. We don't anticipate any significant flooding, but just be aware of that fact. And as I mentioned, overall, the pattern has been very mild now this week along the west coast, and it looks like above normal temperatures will continue in the west here going through early December. For Alaska statewide weather, I'm Peter Chan.